Welcome, this is Mr. K's with 19.2. We're going to take a look at China today, and during the Ming Dynasty. Now remember, a dynasty is a rule by a family. The Ming Dynasty, we're looking at about a 300-year period from about 1368 to 1644. This is established after the fall of the Mongol rule in China. They kicked Kublai Khan's relatives out of China, and they established a Chinese dynasty for China. How about that? Okay, the first Ming ruler is a dude by the name of Hongwu. He leads a rebel army to drive out the Mongols. He's considered, as I said, the first Ming ruler. He's known for land reform, agriculture production, and he purged suspected rebel officials. Purge means got rid of, so he's got a very capable group of people to help him rule. His son, Lo, is going to win a power struggle, and he's going to move the capital of China north to Beijing, Beijing. Now it's under Lo that he launches 7 voyages of exploration to impress the world and expand the tribute system. Remember, tribute is a taxation system. The gentleman that I see on the Regents a lot is Zheng He. Notice how I pronounce his name, Zheng He. He is a Chinese Muslim admiral. He led the 7 voyages under the Ming Dynasty, and he reached as far west as Africa, the east coast of Africa. He is known for large distances traveled, fleet size, and ship measurements. We're going to take a look at what a ship looked like back then in a second. He travels from port to port, and he gave silk and silver to show Chinese superiority. The Ming are going to withdraw into isolation after about the 7th voyage. They didn't believe it was worthwhile to go on any more voyages. They saw it as a waste of resources to explore westward. Now take a look at the route that Zheng He and his fleet took. Down the coast of Africa, into the area of Vietnam, Thailand. Then he goes down the Malay Peninsula to the Straits of Malacca, to the island of Sumatra, up the Straits of Malacca, and then he's going to explore in the area of present-day Burma, over the west part or the east coast of Africa, to Sri Lanka. Then he hits the port of Calicut, then into the Arabian Sea area, Hormuz, over to the southern part of the Arabian Peninsula, up into the Red Sea. He hits Jeddah, and then over to Mecca. Since he's a Muslim, he's going to do his pilgrimage, and then down to the east coast of Africa. Now, this is over 7 voyages, over, well, you can see, about a 17, 18-year period. So that's very impressive. Take a look at the ship size. This is a Portuguese caravel. Well, this is a huge Chinese vessel under the Ming Dynasty. They're easily about 4 times the size of a European vessel. So these are floating cities. That was really impressive to me. Okay, the Ming relations with foreign countries. Only the government traded with the foreigners, not individuals. Only the government traded with foreigners at coastal ports in China. Canton, C-A-N-T-O-N, Macau, M-A-C-A-O, and Ningbo, N-I-N-G-B-O. Those are coastal cities. Smuggling of silk and porcelain did take place with foreigners who paid in silver. The Chinese liked silver. The Qing Dynasty is going to come up, and we see a new group of people called the Manchus. Now, the Manchus were people from the north of China. They invaded, and they overthrew the Ming Dynasty in the year 1644. They established the Qing Dynasty, And they ruled for about 250, 260 years. They're going to gradually gain the support of Chinese. So you could consider the Manchus as not really Chinese, but from the northern part, north of China. Under the Qing Dynasty, we have the establishment of a very capable ruler named Kangxi. He is known as a ruler who lowered the taxes, and he learned of European science, medicine, and math from a group of Catholics called the Jesuits. We've seen them before. Jesuits, the Jesuits. The Dutch accepted Chinese restrictions and were able to trade for tea, silk, and porcelain. The Dutch were accepted by the Chinese because the Dutch would kowtow to them. I want you to put this word down, K-O-W-T-O-W, kowtow. Kowtow is a deep ceremonial bow at the waist. They bowed down to the Chinese and showed them respect, as where other Europeans would say, I'm not going to, go through these elaborate ceremonies. Now, Korea, a peninsula right off the coast of China, remained as a vassal state, V-A-S-S-A-L. They continued to be dependent on China. But you're going to see nationalistic feelings begin to emerge. The Koreans wanted to rule themselves. All right, daily life under these two Chinese dynasties. You're going to see greater rice production, and when people grow more rice, well, you see the population grow. Family and role of women. The boys were favored over girls. Since the family name continues on through the boys, you can see why they favored boys over girls. Also, it was the boys that went out, or men that went out, and they earned a paycheck, so boys were needed to take care of the family. Cultural developments. You see a low literacy rate. It was still difficult for people to read and write because it took about 10,000 characters in Chinese script to be fairly literate, so not too many people knew how to read and write. But you did see plays were produced, and the theme was glorifying Chinese history and Chinese heroes, and they began to unify the people through these histories. Since the literacy rate was low, you saw history passed on through oral history, including these plays. So people understood their history by going to these plays. Well, this is the end of Chinese limiting European contacts. This is 19.2 with Mr. K's. I'm out.